guys, today I have a tag video, which I haven't done one in a hot minute, so I thought that this was really good because it kind of pertains to being on a low buy and actually talking about consumerism and how much we spend, etc., which I think that has become a thing in the beauty community. I feel like there's still people who are hoarding, and then there's people that are kind of who've been in this whole thing many years, like me. I've been on YouTube almost 9 years now. That you know, we've kind of like taken a step back from so much buying and consumerism as far as makeup goes. So this is called the beauty consumer tag. I saw the Fancy Face do this probably at the beginning of February, so I don't remember, you know, all the questions. I know it has to do with how much you spend and things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in. The first question is, how much do you spend on makeup a month and how much do you spend a year? So I have to say, a month, I think it just varies from month to month. There are months where I could literally hardly spend anything, probably like $20 or less, but then there's months where I can get up to like maybe $100. I don't think I have ever overdone that. If anything, I've never been someone to like do a Sephora haul and it's worth like $500. I don't think I've ever done that. Usually I am someone who buys in little small amounts. I've never been someone to just like go ham. I have a house, you know, I have bills, so I am not someone to just totally forget or put stuff on credit cards and stuff like that. I am someone who pays like right out of my bank account. I don't like doing credit cards. The most I've ever done is like easy payments and stuff like that, just for something that's maybe too pricey, like Wayne Goss brushes or stuff like that. And it's not because I don't have the money. I just like to write. If I can pay it interest-free little by little, I'd rather do it like that. And then a year, I am pretty sure like back in the day, I really was overspending probably like a couple $1,000s a year. Now I'm down to this past year, I actually wrote down all my expenses. And the actual number of how much I spent was $1,637.27. right there. So that is crazy, and that includes like Boxycharm and my Ipsy, and it is crazy to me just to even see that number on writing. I do use it for tax purposes because YouTube is a part-time job for me, so it does, you know, kind of balance itself out. But even so, you know, like that is a lot of money. You could actually, you know, go on a trip for that or things like that. So that is just something to take into account. I think that if I wasn't on YouTube, I don't think I would spend that amount on a yearly basis, to be honest with you. And back in the day before I started doing YouTube, I did not spend that amount. I did not have this whole room dedicated to only beauty products and things like that. This is like legit my office, my filming space, my editing space. I know I'm not like a huge YouTuber, but I do do this as a part-time job, so there's just that. Next question is, and this year I am doing the same thing as last year, but this year I'm actually being a little bit more organized as far as putting down my expenses. So this year I'm actually like putting what it is and then how much I spent for it, and then here are my actual like boxes, subscription boxes. So this is for 2020, how much I've spent so far, and I think I'm doing pretty good. I will do quarter updates on my low buy just to keep those up with you guys. Number 2 is, do you ever feel guilty about how much you spend on makeup? There are times where I do and sometimes I don't. When it's something pretty pricey, I think like I feel a little bit guilty, but for the most part in the moment I don't. I think overall in the greater aspect, like when I declutter stuff, that's when I feel guilty, where I'm like, God, you didn't even pan this palette, you didn't hit pan on any of these shades, or you threw this away, or you didn't get like even half of the use of this. That's when I feel guilty for the most part. It says, do you get FOMO related to makeup releases? I have to say, for the most part, I don't get the fear of missing out. There are times where I really want something now, but I don't feel I get as like anxious or disappointed like I used to. Back in the day, I'd literally get anxiety like on there, like competing if it was something limited edition, like trying to get it into my cart and like really anxiety. Now I'm like, you know, here, let me get it. You know, if it doesn't work, it's not meant for me. You know, I'm not as anal and like crazy about it or get any kind of anxiety about getting it into my cart or anything like that. If it does, it's good, and if it doesn't, I'm not gonna have a hissy fit over it. Number 4, do you purchase or keep items simply because they are limited edition? Yes. I have to say, especially like some of my old school MAC, there's some of it that has really cute packaging, like the Hello Kitty one, especially like the Marilyn Monroe one, are things that I still use because a lot of them are powdered products and I feel like they last longer, and I've kept because of limited edition packaging. But I have been really good about decluttering over the last couple of years, so even some of the limited edition ones I have been back to macking and not even caring about it. It says and I also purchase things that are limited edition. Sometimes it kind of throws me off because I hate buying something limited edition sometimes, because like the Amrezy highlighter, I love that highlighter, but you can't recommend it to anyone because it doesn't exist. So you know what I mean? Like things like that is kind of annoying because then nobody can get their hands on it. And so it's kind of like pointless, especially if you do YouTube. Next thing it says, number 5, would you be willing to pay more money for a sold out product online? No, I have never done that. I will never do that. Even right now, like I really wanted the Sailor Moon collection from ColourPop. I was like, okay, I missed out on it. If they restock, good. If they don't, I'm not gonna die over it. I will not pay, like the palette was $20 and then they're trying to sell it for like $60. Nah, I'm not about that, and I will never be about that. I don't care if I don't complete a collection, whatever it is, I am not gonna overpay for something. It says number 6, do you wish you could spend more or less? I wish I could spend less and continue being relevant on YouTube. I don't wish like I could spend more. I wish like I could spend less and still be able to do other kinds of video, which I'm trying to find my own like little niche of doing things on YouTube because of that. Because I feel like aside from like unboxings, I'm trying to find other things that I can do. It seems like a lot of times reviews and demos aren't as popular as they used to be. As much as people tell me like, do a review, do a demo, and then I see I only get like 300 views, it kind of shows me like where people are at. My unboxings get a lot of views. And I think that that's basically it on my channel. Mostly my unboxings get views, so it's kind of hard for me to want to keep buying products, first of all, and second of all, I want to spend less, and I don't want to keep like just trying to keep up with the Joneses, keep trying to keep up with the releases and the amount of money that goes into that. I see it all the time on Instagram, people just trying to keep, and even on YouTube, like buy every little thing that comes out. And I have, you know, a life aside of YouTube. YouTube does not pay me enough money, the monetization from it, for me to keep up with the new releases, to keep up with everything that's coming out, and still like have money that I can use for other things. You know what I mean? Even if I were to try to keep up with every little thing that came out, the money that I make off of YouTube is not enough to keep up with it, because makeup is pricey, it's expensive, especially a lot of these high-end brands. It is super, super expensive, and it's hard to keep up with, and there's so many launches and so many new releases. It's gotten to a point that I'm bored with it. And like I said, there's people that I see that are on Instagram and YouTube that are trying to keep up with it, and then you see them, first of all, they can't like really even use a lot of the things because so many things are coming out, and secondly, they have to declutter and sell it or get rid of it when it either expires or before it expires, like declutter it and sell it for cheaper. So it just seems like a pointless thing to me. It just like, I'm over that. Next thing it says, do you feel compelled to buy something when you see it in someone else's collection? No, I don't, unless it's like a review and I'm like, that looks very interesting. That looks like something that I would like to buy. Like for example, the Alamar Cosmetics, I saw a few girls talking about it, and then I saw Gabby's video on it, and then I was like, that product kind of like really draws me about the brightening underneath the eyes, and I really love the way it does brighten underneath the eyes. And I thought it would be something functional in my collection. That's when I'll buy something. If not, like I just see something in their collection, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. No. Next thing is, do you buy more during the holidays? Actually, this is like the total opposite. I buy less during the holidays. I feel like during the holidays is where a lot of brands bring out products that are crappy. like Tarte and Too Faced, and a lot of them come out with holiday palettes, and I feel like the quality is not there. I used to fall for the hype of the packaging, and as time progressed, I was like, the quality's not there. It's limited edition. I can't even talk about it after the holidays on my channel. Like, what's the whole point? So yeah, to me, that's a total opposite. I buy way less. Next thing is, have you ever hidden a makeup purchase from family or friends? I don't say I would hide it. I don't actually hide it. I feel like a lot of them don't care about it. You know, a lot of the people in my life, in my everyday life, don't really gravitate to makeup, and then the only BFF that I really have is my husband. Of course, he's not into makeup, so I don't really feel like I hide anything. I just don't have anyone to really talk to about that other than on YouTube or Instagram. Next thing is, do you have more than 10 products in your collection that you have not used in over a month? Of course, if you have seen my makeup collection, then you would know that is kind of hard, and now even more because I'm with my son full-time and I work full-time. I literally work 3 days full schedules, and then I'm with my son 3 full days too. So I basically almost only do my makeup the 3 days that I work. And so, you know, it's almost impossible for one person, one face to use this amount of makeup. It's just ridiculous. It's part of the reason that I'm on a low buy and really trying to use what I have and only being very selective of the new things that I'm getting. Okay, number 11 is, have you ever been pressured to purchase something you could not afford or did not need? I don't think I've ever been pressured. I'm just not that kind of person. If something gravitates to me, I'm going to buy it because I want to, and if it's not, I won't. I'm not like... My husband can tell you I'm super hard-headed, so if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. So nobody can pressure me to do anything. Number 12, do you purchase makeup for collector reasons? I feel like I used to, but I don't anymore. I used to, you know, like for example, limited edition packaging like the Marilyn Monroe collection from MAC or the MAC Villains collection, things like that, like back in the day, even before I met my husband, like the Faffy, Heatherette, like MAC, when they used to do like limited edition packaging, like a really cool, different, like really fun packaging, I would gravitate towards that. And like certain palettes and things like that, you know, that I just liked. And I used to want to collect like if Too Faced had the chocolate and then the semi-sweet and then the bonbon and then the peach one, I wanted the, like, it was like Pokemons to me, like I wanted them all. But nowadays I feel, you know, if I'm not gravitating to it, it's more of the same thing that I already have in my collection. Nah, I'm not about it anymore. I think that I've really become, you know, really humble and more knowledgeable and more, you know, really think of my purchases before I do them. And there's some of them that I feel like I do just for YouTube, and then other ones that if it's for me, I really think about it, really think about them nowadays. So yeah, so I think that I've really changed mentally when it comes to collecting and buying things, and for YouTube and all of that. I really overthink a little bit now, and I even kind of let the hype of everything die down before I decide if it's going to be something for me or not. And then the last question is, in your makeup journey, have you become less or more consumeristic? If you can't tell by the rest of my answers, this is less. I have really, over the last few years, and you guys can see that in my low buy video, over the past years, probably the last 4 years or more, I have little by little decreased the amount I spend, the amount of products that I have decluttered. I have tried to be more and more selective every single year of what I'm purchasing, and just kind of being real, like mentally forgetting about the FOMO, forgetting about the hype of stuff, and really just analyzing if it's something that's gonna work for me, my skin type, if it's something that I'm gonna use and things like that, if I like the color story, the packaging, if I like it myself, not just because somebody's like, hey, can you review this? Hey, do this. Hey, everybody's buying it. No, or I need to complete it in my collection. No, I feel like now I'm just so like stepped back and like more relaxed about makeup makeup than I used to be and about beauty products in general. So yeah, so I feel like I have definitely like gone down 10 notches from where I was back in the day. But I also feel like just over the years and maturing, has also changed that. Who I was when I first started my channel compared to now, like so many things have changed in my life. I got married, I bought a house, I had a baby, you know what I mean? Like your whole life changes, and the important things in life change, and that just happens gradually for anyone. I hate when people are like, oh, so-and-so has changed. I'm like, would you want somebody to not change? People need to change in life. You need to learn from lessons. You need to mature. And if you're not changing, there's definitely an issue. So anyways, hopefully this was very informative for you guys, and hopefully you guys like this, even though, to be honest, I know tag videos don't really get that many views, but yeah, and holy crap, I've been talking forever. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys like this. If you want to subscribe, hit that little red button or follow me on my Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.